Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
And good morning to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Here's the latest from Denver 7. Right now, more than 100 mandatory evacuation orders remain in place for a wildfire in Boulder County.
The tiny house fire is burning about 10 miles southwest of the town of Lyons, north of Highway 7. This video from Air Tracker 7 gives you an idea of what firefighters had to contend with. Heavy smoke and flames.
At last check, the Boulder County Sheriff's Office said the fire is about 15 acres in size and 75% contained. They could get some relief from the snow that's expected to move into our area.
And a lot happening here weather-wise. Let's send it over to meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is a first alert action day, and it's kind of a good news, bad news scenario because the winds are going to pick up ahead of this next storm, which is going to bring some relief. But today, fire danger remains really high. Look how warm it gets. We'll be in the upper 70s to near 80 here across the northern plains, mid 80s down to the southeast, and you'll notice those winds really kicking up this afternoon, especially down across southwestern Colorado. So fire danger really high across the eastern plains. Overnight tonight, conditions are dry. We're tracking this big storm, though, rolling in tomorrow. In fact, by early tomorrow morning, the scene in the mountains is going to look different. There will already be snow falling in the high country early Wednesday. We'll start to see a few rain showers. It looks like by the end of the morning commute, at least the brunt of the morning commute, and by about 12 o'clock, that's when the rain's going to switch over to snow. We'll be looking at all snow through the early afternoon and around 4 to 8 inches and some gusty winds. So it looks like blizzard conditions for parts of northeastern Colorado through the afternoon and early evening tomorrow. We'll see temperatures drop into the 20s early Thursday with some lingering snow and, again, blizzard conditions up to the northeast near Greeley, Sterling, and Akron. Here's a look at some of the alerts. Next couple of days, we're going to go from fire weather warnings to winter storm watches, so a big drastic change. And totals wise, depending on where the storm sets up and how long it stays there, we could get up to a foot, if not more, up into the mountains. Our foothills at about 5 to 12 inches, and here across the metro area, northeastern plains, likely about 4 to 8. So winter is obviously not over yet. Look at how much colder it gets. We go from some near record highs today, close to 80 this afternoon, to 30s on Thursday. Things are going to gradually clear out heading into the weekend, but you guys, it's going to stay pretty chilly. After today, no more 70s on this 7-day forecast. Summer is right around the corner, right? Just keep thinking that.
That's what I keep hearing. Yep. All right. Thank you, Lisa. In our growing Colorado, we see changes happening every day, and there's a constant back and forth between preserving our history and welcoming new development. So a groundbreaking today at the former Emily Griffith Opportunity School downtown celebrates both. This is right at 12th and Welton near the Colorado Convention Center. Denver 7's Micah Smith shows us how big of an undertaking it will be.
The entire block where the school is located between 12th and 13th, very close to the convention center, will be turned into a hotel that includes a restaurant, bar, and retail shops. The original Emily Griffith Opportunity School opened at this location back in the 1920s. The school moved in 2014, and the developer, Stonebridge Companies, bought the school from Denver Public Schools in 2016 for $25 million. The entire project is expected to cost about $97 million. But the Denver Urban Renewal Authority has agreed to provide tax reimbursements worth about $22 million. According to our news partners at the Denver Post, the authority agreed to these tax incentives to encourage developers to use the underutilized land. You may remember a similar deal was used to create the flagship REI store downtown. Again, the groundbreaking for this redevelopment project is happening today. Reporting in Denver, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Meanwhile, in Lakewood, residents will vote to clamp down on growth. A special election will happen in July to decide whether to implement a citywide cap on new residential building permits to 1% a year. Developers obviously don't love the idea, and their pushback managed to delay the proposal for a few months. Lakewood has grown 8% since 2010, bringing more traffic congestion and rising rent prices.
Today, Colorado lawmakers will debate a revised family leave bill. The bill would require everyone who works at least 680 hours a year, or about 13 hours per week, to pay into a family leave program, much like you pay into insurance. Some business leaders have complained that the bill is too complex. The bill's sponsors plan to unveil details of the rewrite today. today. One of those details could be a delay in the start of the program. And also today, the House Education Committee will hear a bill to fund Governor Polis's plan to make full-day kindergarten free for Coloradans. Lawmakers have proposed setting aside $185 million to pay for it. If approved, full-day kindergarten would go into effect in the fall.
A local high school employee forced to leave the country when his visa expired will get to come back to Colorado. We just found out that his visa has been approved. Anthony Wanjiru worked in the IT department at Valor Christian High School up until a month ago. But when his visa extension was denied, he was forced to move back to Kenya. Wanjiru moved to the U.S. 8 years ago to escape the infamous slums of Nairobi.
With those scooters becoming so popular all around Denver and the metro area, one man says more needs to be done to keep him and other people safe. John Gallagher is blind. He says he was waiting for a bus on the 16th Street Mall Monday when someone just barreled into him on an e-scooter and then took off. He suffered a broken hip from getting hit. John says the woman who was riding that scooter blamed him for the crash.
She was in a hurry. She goes, "What do you want?" I said, "Ma'am, what do I want?" I said, "You just got done hitting me." "Well, sir, you need to look out where you're going."
Denver police tell us since August there have been 10 crashes involving stand-up electric scooters, 6 of them resulting in injuries. Tax day is right around the corner, and whether you filed yet or not, one thing's for sure, owing money is never fun.
That is for sure. But you can start today to make your tax situation better next year and beyond. Denver 7's Eric Lufer is on the tax beat, keeping you informed.
For the average American, the goal during tax season is simple, not owing any money at the end of the year. But we also know taxes aren't simple. One year you get a refund, the next year you owe. I talked with CPA John Morse about this. He has an interesting take on taxes. He says starting today, don't invest everything into wondering if you will owe money or get money back. He says instead to focus on saving your precious earned income, because then you can invest, which in turn saves you even more in the form of capital gains.
It's taxed at a way lower rate, so why shouldn't I have my income be capital gains instead of ordinary? You should. How do I get there? You save and invest so that when you buy a stock at $100 and it goes to $1,000, 10, 15 years later, you've got $900 worth of income that's...
So when we start talking about investing in the stock market, that can get a little scary. Morse says you can start small by simply stashing away 1% of your income, and then 90 days later maybe bumping it to 2% and so on and so forth. The bottom line, though, if you are adequately saving cash each year, it won't matter as much what you owe or don't owe come tax time. I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
More people have reached out to Contact 7 about a ticket scam involving Rockies tickets. Chase Gibson tells us he recognized this man from our original story. He says it's the same man he met through Craigslist and sold him 2 Rockies tickets for $300. Those tickets turned out to be fake.
He kind of just replied, haha, laughing at me about it. You gonna rip people off and then laugh at them? It's like, come on, all right. He's just trash.
The Rockies encourage people to use only the official team website or reputable third-party apps for tickets. And they're pushing digital apps and moving away from hard paper tickets to prevent situations like this.
The town of Castle Rock could become even more pet-friendly in the near future. Tonight, the town will hold an open house to hear what people think about allowing residents to own more backyard animals. Last year, Castle Rock approved backyard chickens. Now they're wanting to add more animals like pigs, ducks, and goats. If this was approved, there would be some restrictions, though.
Right now, we're looking at having height and weight limitations on both the goats and the pigs.
That meeting starts tonight at 5:30 in the Town Hall Council chambers.
Well, living in Colorado, we know how great it is to live here, but a new report is letting the cat out of the bag a little more.
2 Colorado cities now rank among the top 3 best places to live in the U.S. This is according to U.S. News and World Report. They named Denver the 2nd best place to live in the country and Colorado Springs 3rd best. They also happen to be our 2 biggest cities in the state.
All right, and this ranking looked at the 125 most populated areas in the country, so we are among the top 3 out of 125 cities. Only Austin, Texas beat us out, #1.
Yeah. You grew up here, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've seen it change.
It's changed, and you lived in Austin, which you said was kind of similar, huh?
Yeah, a very similar culture to Denver, I will say. They don't have the pro sports teams there to bring the city together. That's the one advantage that Denver has.
It's a great place to live, yeah.
This has been your Denver 7 On-Demand Update. Thanks for joining us.
Check back here later tonight for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Till then, have a great day.